Hey there, welcome back to Cooking with Violet Vixen. Today we are making raspberry slices. We need quite a bit. And if you check back a few weeks ago, maybe even last week, I made flaky pastry. I will put the recipe for flaky pastry when I do the socials, so that should come up when I post this video. So if not, you have to refer back to the other video. So grab this, get this pastry ready, and we're going to start from step 1, which is we have this. So oven onto 200. Let's get ready. So dust a bit of flour on your bench so it's easier when you go to roll your pastry. So this has been rested in the fridge a few times. We're going to roll it out to 20 centimetres by 24 centimetres. So once you've got your pastry 24 by 20, cut it into 3 24 centimetre by 20 by 8 centimetre strips. Grab a fork, and then we're going to leave this 20 minutes to rest. Just sprayed a tray, and I'm just going to set them on this and set them aside for 20 minutes. We'll be back. So grab a bowl. Into this bowl we are doing 1.5 tablespoons of corn flour. And 4 tablespoons of milk. One, 2, 3, 4. Right, whisk that. When that's not lumpy, you want to add the 2 egg yolks. Looks good. One tablespoon of sugar, which would be white sugar. This is 1/2 tablespoon, so I need to do 2 of these. Sometimes when I'm using a lot of spoons, I'll just use 1/2 tablespoon and do 2 of to make 1. Three drops of vanilla essence. Now this is probably going to be a hard one to do because you can't really drop this, but we'll see how we go. 1, 2, 3. It's too much, but you want to taste vanilla, don't you? So all good. Whisk that. Then our 150 ml of milk we're going to slowly bring to the boil on the stove top. So 150 ml of milk. Let's go over here. Our pastry is waiting patiently to go in the oven, but this is our destination for the time being. Put that on a low heat. Grab a wooden spoon for stirring. When the milk starts to boil, very gradually start and add the egg mixture. And I've melted the butter, so that should be softened enough. A little bit longer on the butter. Okay, our pastry is going in for 20 minutes at 200 degrees. And our milk is starting to come to the boil, so we're going to gradually add the custard mixture. This is called multitasking. Everything all happens at once, seemingly. Now we don't want to cook this for too long because obviously the egg will start to set otherwise. So we want to cook for 1 minute until it thickens, because it's got the capacity to thicken with the corn flour in it. Once it's thick, remove it from the heat, and then we're going to stir in the butter and set it aside to cool. I've got this turned down to a very low heat so that it won't curdle because we've got the yolk in it. So while this is quite a time-consuming thing to make, it's very fancy, and you can wow people with your cooking skills if you can do this. So don't be overwhelmed with a recipe that's got a lot of steps to it, because like this one, I've broken it down into 3 sections, and you just go for it. How are we looking? Still a little bit not boiled. I'm going to leave it at that because I don't want it to curdle, so let's take it back over to the other side. Okay. In between, I've been starting to get the raspberry jam ready for when I put the slice together, so put that aside. Add the butter to the custard, and we're just going to allow this to cool now. So I'll put it back on the stove top, but not on the same hot plate. Now the recipe calls for seedless raspberry jam. There is a way to make jam seedless. So first of all, what I'm going to do is open the jar. Seeds. Grab 100 grams. So the way you do that is you just weigh it into a tub. Oh, and I've already done too much. Now I've done too little. Close enough. So to do this, we grab another ramekin. Well, actually I might go with the bowl that we can sit the sieve on top of, because we're basically just going to push the jam through. Doesn't really like sitting on top of that one, so I might have to go for a ramekin, which is heavier. Okay, that'll do. Okay, so now we put that into there, and with the back of a teaspoon, hopefully we're going to end up pushing most of it through. We'll end up with the seeds in the sieve, and the jam will come through. It is going to come through. 20 minutes. These are definitely done. Grab yourself a what do you call it? A biscuit cooling rack. One of these that you do put your cakes on, and an egg flip. I've just started to burn on one, so I don't want them to sit on here any longer. We need these to cool, and then we can get ready to assemble them. I was able to sieve the jam through so it was seedless. There's not 100 grams there, but I think we'll get the point across. So while everything's cooling, I'm going to do a quick clean up, and then excuse me, when we're ready to assemble, then we can assemble, and then we will get icing done. Okay, so grab a fancy plate to put them on and add half of the jam. About that. Spread that over. It did get a bit burnt. Okay. That's my oven's fault though, because it has a mind of its own. Just going to put extra jam where it got burnt, just to hide that flavour a bit. Okay, half of the custard over the top. Grab the next piece. Repeat that step with the rest of the jam. And the rest of the custard. Put the last one on top. Now we're going to cut that into slices. So grab a sharp knife. Cut it into 5 and set it aside, and we're going to make frosting. So grab a bowl and a sieve, 1 2/3 a cup of icing sugar, sift that through. 1 tablespoon of boiling water, 1 egg yolk. Give that a good stir. Add 2 drops of raspberry essence before you get it all mixed in. I was fortunate enough to find this one down at Spotlight, Penrith. Good, it does come out in drops. Yay! What an exciting time trying to get that yesterday. Grab a spatula to spread it, and just a bit on each one. Just spread it on top. It's a very flaky pastry. Obviously, ironically, it is called that anyway. There we have it, spread with icing sugar. Cherry on top. That is raspberry slices. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time. Bye!